Shut up and sit down.
And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real option trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your brokerage account open so you can follow along. Have your YouTube video quality set as high as possible. That way you can read the numbers a whole lot easier. Have a calculator on hand so we can do some easy math. If you have a question or stock you want to go over together live, leave it in the comment section below. And finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, cool. Let's check out our open positions. First up, we have a T-bill auction later this morning, so just ignore that one. XBI trying to roll this. Bids at 20, marks at 77. This one's going to be tough. We got till tomorrow to figure it all out. There's a couple other funny things we can try to do tomorrow as a Hail Mary, but we'll go over that then. Palantir, short call spread, trying to get to 12. Marks at 29. Fine. CCJ's rallying back today. Only down slightly, trying to get to 18. Marks at 80. And semi-ETF kind of in the middle of the spread right now. So we got some time on this one. This is also March expiration. Okay, so we got time. All right, let's look at some new opportunities for today. First up will be Cisco. The Cisco with a C. Probably have already missed this one. Gap down after earnings and is already rallying back. Good upward trend line here. Also downtrend. I wrote a spread on GDX. Hold on, let's see this one. I wrote a spread on GDX and it won't get filled this morning. Well, let's look at GDX and we'll come back to Cisco. GDX, I sold the put yesterday. Oh no, I didn't. It didn't get filled. And you would have missed it. So don't try selling puts today. I forget what it was. It was for March expiration for sure. We tried selling either the 25 or the 24 on the put side. If you did the spread, you would have wanted to sell. So either, honestly, I don't remember what it was. Expire, GDX, what was it? The 27. No, wait, hold on. The 24 put. Okay, let's go back. So I was trying to sell the 24 put. You would have been up $9 today. It didn't get filled. Today, though, I wouldn't do anything. When we were trying to fill it during the show, it was literally right at the bottom of the chart. The bottom of the chart was yesterday right at 10 o'clock. And then again at 10:44. That's East Coast time. So, and then it went up the entire rest of the day, so it never got filled. Oh, the buy to close won't fill? What did you set your buy to close at? If it was at 27. 27 divided by 2. If you did just the put, it would be filled at 13. If you did the spread, I don't know, the spread would be different. 6. If you sold the 24. You sold the 24. You got filled at 12. Closing at 6. What was your short and what was your long? If your short strike was 24, what was your long for the spread? Was it 22? If your short was 24.23, and what was the price at 23 yesterday? I don't remember. If you sold the 24, the 24 is at 27. What was the cost of the 23 you got filled at? 23, I'm chicken. That's okay. If you got a small account and you want to do the put side, you got to keep the spreads tight until you build the account. 12, 27, 23. It may depend also on your brokerage account. If you want to, you can try to cancel the open order that you have and then resubmit the order today. That may do it. Each platform is different, like TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, Thinkorswim, all of them are different. Tasty Trade, they all have different buy orders in the way that they're ordered. It all depends on the ordering that they place your trade at. You could just be stuck in line, that's all. But cool. I'm glad someone got in on GDX. I unfortunately missed that one. Let's go back to Cisco, CSCO. Down 2.5. See across the curve, we have now lower implied volatility, except it shows a little bump at March, but not by much. You want to skip the 45, you don't get paid for it. Call side, so you have got red on both sides. You got red on the call side, red on the put side. This is not a good trade to make anymore. So you would have need a bigger movement either to the upside or downside to sell today, post earnings on Cisco. Let's move on. Deere, DE, down 4% today after earnings. You would need to sell the 340, but your spread is way too wide here. Sorry. 293, yeah. You have all your volume at the 330, the 340, and even the 350 and 360. But just resubmitted and it filled right away. I'm on Schwab Thinkorswim. So yeah, each platform is different, especially, I know with E-Trade, if you open an order after the market's closed, it'll say queued. Like this one's queued here because I opened it before. I opened it a couple days ago. It's just waiting in queue. Sometimes those queues, it's all robots controlling everything, not actual human beings. So sometimes the queue gets jammed up. Resubmit the order and try again. Me, personally, I've never used Thinkorswim, so I'm not sure. Okay. Back to Deere. Too illiquid, okay? Let's skip this one. Wendy's, WEN, bad quarter. Not bad, though. Down 3%. A 5% yield, that's interesting. Let's go back to the daily chart here. So, support. You do have support at 1820 from back here in October. And it's from the peak here in June of 22. Next spot for support is in May of 22, down around 1750. But I remember looking at this. I don't think it's not worth the squeeze. You'd have to sell the 17. Not a lot of volume. Not worth it. Next up, Penn Entertainment. Down 10% post earnings. Liquidity looks okay. $15th. Earnings were this morning before the open. I wonder if DraftKings is down from some ping action. We'll check DraftKings after this. Here's your chart. Could catch the bounce here. There is some support at 20. However, it breaks down below there. You got to go back to 2020. Well, there's the support there. Next spot for support is at $16 from back in April, Sorry, March to, yeah, April of 2020. So 16, if it breaks down further. Put side. The 17.5 is too close to sell, and the 15 is too far out. This one's close. Had there been more spreads, if there was a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, that would have made this a lot easier. The 17.5, you do get paid for it, and there's good liquidity on the 17.5. 17.5 is right here. This seems very fairly priced. I would just be concerned if this chart has a lot of downward momentum. This could continue to the downside. DK, NG. DraftKings not affected by their earnings report, so we'll skip right away. Their earnings are today after the close, so we'll follow up with DraftKings tomorrow. Next up, Shake Shack. Up big today, right? Yeah. Today before the open, Wedbush is neutral, but this was a call from yesterday. No upgrades, downgrades with the support, so we'll have to wait to see. We may get some upgrades tomorrow then. Gap up and selling off. Resistance at here for sure. Next stop is at from back here in 2019 at 95.25. Is that there right now? Next stop for resistance is back here around 100. Anywhere from 99 to 100. So if we want to sell the call side, keep that in mind. 99 to 100. Volatility is fairly priced now it's post earnings. Even though it was a big move, the earnings were probably priced in as a big move. Call side, you'd want to sell the 105. Liquidity is not great here, and it's fairly priced, like I said. Put side, sell the 82.5. Same thing, too illiquid. Priced right, just too illiquid. Next, Twilio, TWLO. Post earnings down 14%. Good liquidity here up into the 55. Gets wonko at the 50. Let's take a look. Price target cut at Morgan Stanley to 75. Sure. Overweight. Cut at Northland. Okay. Here's our chart. Hitting the 200 day. So it opened up at the 200 day. So we'll see what happens. If it closes below, that's interesting. If it closes above, that's also interesting. Support after the 200 day is right here at, we'll call it 58.50. Also at, got some support back here around 52-ish. We do have an upward trend line here, here, and here. Higher highs and higher lows. So we do have upward momentum. I think this could continue to fall, though. It just depends. If we can get some more downgrades, this will fall all the way down to about 52.50. Put side, you'd have to sell the 55. So I wish there was a 52.50. That's where the market's pricing it. 52.50. So the 50 is too far out and too illiquid, and the 55 is technically too close. Let's follow up with this one. If we get another down day and the 50 becomes more liquid, we'll follow up with Twilio. Some downgrades and liquidity are what the problem is. TWLO. This one's close, but we're missing one component here, okay? If everything else lines up over the next, what is tomorrow, Friday? By tomorrow and early next week, we may have a shot at this one, okay? Next up, ALB, post earnings. We want to sell the 140 on the call side. 10-cent spread, that's okay. To cover, though, you'd have to go to the 150. It's too illiquid. Son of a gun. Numbers on this one look okay. Where did he catch support from? All the support goes back from, I guess, back here in 2018. Yeah. So it caught good support from back in 2018 and it's bouncing, or has been bouncing. Next stop down is at 107. And then really good support at 101. Even though it's up big today, you could still make the case for selling the put side here. You'd have to sell the 105, very illiquid. The 100's not bad. You get paid $85 for selling the 100. A lot of action at the 95. Huh. Post earnings, put selling at the 95. That makes sense. Look, if I had to, I would sell the put side too. You don't have a lot of selling and buying on the call side, but you've got this big spike here at the 95. That may be the move to make. Where's 95 on the chart? Yeah, this is all 95. Sure. It is a little far out. It's very illiquid, though. It's 30-cent spread. Let's move on. Fastly, FSLY. We've traded this one before. Down 30%. Holy smokes. Too illiquid. You'd have... The 15 is too close, and the 12.5 is too far out. Someone... Action at the 20 on the call side. Wowzer. Okay. I wish we could sell the put side here. There's just not enough strikes available. You need to sell like the 14 or something. Good support down at 13.30. Also some support at 14.75, let's call it. Ah, this one's agonizing. There are not enough strikes to sell here. We went out to April. Nothing. April's just as bad. No on the 13. Nothing for March. The 42 days out. Pass on this one. Close but no cigar. Next up, Oxy. Someone asked about Oxy like a couple weeks ago. Maybe a couple months ago at this point. I do like Oxy. I've traded it before. Problem has been range bound for many years. Earnings were yesterday after the close. Low volatility. I think that was the reason why. It's been low volatility for a while. Range bound since March of 2022. Someone asked about it back either in December or January, because I remember it was a low point and then it moved up. But this one's tough. Very low volatility. Skip the call side and skip the put side. Next up, let's do CBRE, is that right? Up 7. Okay. I don't know if there are options on this one. So, gapped up big this morning. What about 3M? Give me one. Let's finish CBRE, then we'll do 3M. We've got a lot of resistance from back here in 21, February 22. So it's hit that this morning and bounced off of it. So we may have missed this one. Call side, too illiquid. You would need to sell the 100. It's too illiquid. All right, let's check out 3M. Company's going through some issues right now. Oh, cool. So yeah, I think we were talking about this one a while ago. Post earnings gap down. It's continued to sell off. Shows an IV rank of 2, maybe. This isn't always accurate. This is my least favorite IV scanner. Support at 91 or so. Hit that yesterday. Make a case for selling the put side here. Boy, let's look at the weekly chart. If it breaks below 86, where is it headed? 86. Oh, it's good support at 86. Next stop down would be right here from 2011, 83. So as long as on the put side you move past 83, you'd be okay with that. Go back to the daily here. Let's check out volatility. Big spike for March. You'd have to sell the 85. You don't really get paid for it either. You get paid 39 bucks to sell the 85 just because it's really low volatility. What you'd need in this chart and what I was hoping would happen after after earnings was these big plunges down. It had 2 days of it and then it bounced back and now it's this very slowly moving down. You need movement like this right here on October 2nd. You'd want to sell puts on this day. A big day down. Close. To make this worth it for the 85 strike on the put side, you would need to get paid around 75 to $85. Right now you're getting paid $39. Close, very close on this one too. Good follow-up. I remember talking about 3M after earnings and we did say around 80. Sorry. We did say around, what is this right here? 90, 91. I needed a faster sell-off to get there. We wanted it on day 3, not day 20. Next up, Yeti. I don't know if this one's liquid. Down 11%. We got some volume here, but very illiquid. Pass on this one. Let's follow up. We haven't checked Tesla in a while. TSLA. I'm going to take Tesla off this list. We're not going to follow up on Tesla anymore unless there's some big news to the upside or downside. Next, it shows IV rank of 0. That could be true. Next, we've got the IWM. I know it's up today. Are we at 210 yet? We're at 202, so we're getting close. If it can break above here, in the futures market, there's a lot of stops right here at the 205.50. So if it can break above here and break up all those stops, we're going to go up to 210. Like I've been saying, we've got a lot of resistance here. All the way from 210 all the way up to 224. So we'll sell the call. I'm going to sell the call side once it gets closer to 210. Okay? Not there yet. Today you'd have to sell the 215. All right, cool. Moving on. Let's check in with ARM. See if there's any better liquidity. It's cooled off a bit. We still have green on the call side, even though this is flat today. We've got green on the call side, which means people are still buying these calls. You'd want to sell... Man. On the call side, you'd want to go out to the 200. Anywhere between the 175 and 200. Sell to open. And then buy... Just go 500 out. So sell 175, buy 180. Sell 180, buy 185. These have come down a lot over the past. Let's look at the chart here. Ever since this day, the 12th was the day to sell the call side. It's kind of cooling off now. So these have come down in price. I think the buzz on this one's over. It's probably going to start selling off now to the downside. I'd be careful of the put side. You'd have to sell the 80. Sell the 80 by the 75. Not very liquid either. You got 17 cents spread here. And you've got a 21 cent spread here. That's unsettling. If you want, you can go out to the 70. 9 cents spread here. But I'd be wary of selling the put side. Call side's where it's at. These are way overvalued still. Next up, Alcoa 25. Not yet. Skip. Let's move on. Still fairly priced. KRE. I think we're going to take the KRE off the list. It's come back to normal. Taking KRE off the list. Alright, let's go to the IV rank scanner and we'll sort by volume. SPY's back on the list. We don't have a down day today. That's interesting. Here's our chart. It has been creeping up ever so slightly. It has this big run up since October. A minor pause back in early January, but hardly any pullback. And we are at all-time highs. For March put side, you'd sell the 483, you get 209. Call side, you sell the 516, you get 142. So there is some put skew here. Retail is bidding up the put side. You'd want to sell the 43. Where's that on the chart? 43 is right here. It's really close. It's technically expensive. Slightly. Interesting. For the longest time, the call side, there's been a lot of call skew, which means there's been overbuying on the call side. Now there's overbuying on the put side. For obvious reasons. So people are expecting a pullback, which would make those puts more valuable as they go down. I don't know. It will catch a balance at 476, 477. I'd rather sell puts If this moves down, sell puts around when it gets to 476, 477. We're not there yet, and that would be the first stop. You get a mini bounce there. If it continues down, next stop is at 460 or so. Okay? Not yet. We're way too early on this one. Hold on. Since this is up, is the VIX up today? Or VXX? No, VIX is flat. Interesting. Okay. IWM we already looked at. NVIDIA has earnings. AMD. Skip AMD. Lyft still up there. Let's take a look. Up 10% today. Day 2 post earnings. Now it's getting interesting. Resistance here from back in August of 22. It's hitting right about now, close to it today. You can make a case for something on the call side, but if it breaks past this, 2150. 21 between 21 and 2150. So if you want to sell the call side, move past 2150. You'd have to sell the 21. This thing's perfectly priced. You can make the case for selling this one. Maybe I'll go in. Full deal. Let's see. If you sold 21 and bought 23, that's a $200 spread. 49 minus 25 divided by 2 divided by 200, 6%. This one could be fun. The 21 is a little close. Let's take a look on the chart. $21 is right here. And this is March expiration. Interesting. Today is the 15th. Adjust price target to 17 from 14. At Barclays. That's it. No other news. This one's tempting. Liquidity. It's okay. I'll do this one. Just note the 21 is a little close for March expiration. 23, 25. I think I'll do this one. This one's okay. I'm going to sell the 21 by the 23. Liquidity's good there. I sold 22 and bought 24. Hold on, let me just do 22, 24. If you sold 22, that's 35 minus 19 divided by 2 divided by 200, 4% there. So you'd have to sell 21 and buy 23. Let me take a look at Uber really quick. Uber's post earnings. Okay, back to Lyft. LYFT. Options. I'm going to go to verticals. Hold on really quick. We're going to do 21-23 March. Set the width as 2. 21-23. This is a $200 spread. So the most you can lose is $200 minus the credit of 20 whatever dollars. So sell one March 21 call and buy one March 23 call. Limit credit. I'll go with the ask of 26 just for today. Preview this. Double check your ticket. Sell one March 21 call to open. Buy one 23 call to open. Credit of $26. Go ahead and send this one out. Cool. If this one gets filled, set your buy to close order at 13, okay? Cool. Your max loss would be 200 minus 26. Your max loss on this one is $174. All right, back to the list. Lift. Yeah, so it's 60% IV rank. That makes sense. This is day 2 after earnings. Bank of America. This thing's had a wild ride. SMCI. Well, that's a bubble. This one may be too illiquid to sell because it's a $968 stock. We are post earnings. Earnings were back in late January, and it's just been a wild ride up. You'd have to go all the way out and sell the 1,280. There's no volume out here. These are incredibly expensive. No liquidity. It's interesting to look at. Look at this is post. So we're post earnings. There's no earnings coming up. And the implied volatility across the curve is up. That's crazy. So this is the perfect candidate to sell options on. The only problem is we don't have any liquidity here. On the put side, you'd have to sell the 650. Actually, there's a lot of volume considering at the 650. There's volume at the 600. This is fascinating to look at, but it's not something that's tradable. Wow. If you sold the 1280 and bought the 1290, I'm just doing this for fun. There's no way I'd ever do this trade. 1280. That's 4655. 4655 minus 4530. 4530 divided by 2. That's a 6.2% return. Yeah, everything is fairly priced, and your strikes are spread really far out here. 1280. 1280 in the chart is up here. I'll have to zoom out. 1280 is all the way up here. It's possible. But interesting. This one's really cool to look at. Next up, IV rank of 100%. Palantir, we're already in it. Coinbase today after the close. We'll follow up tomorrow. Cisco. ARM, still up there. Intel. Pass on Intel. Citigroup. Nope. Robinhood is still up there after earnings. American Airlines, Riot, Rivian. Rivian's coming up next week. Baba. GDX. I missed this one. Great job, Bill, on getting filled. That's an easy win. AMC. No. DraftKings will be tonight after the close. Clean Spark. Let's take a look. CLSK. CLSK. Lift got filled. We'll set a close order. So we'll set the close order together on Lift. We'll do the opposite of the open. So we'll buy one March 21 call and we'll sell one March 23 call. Limit debit of What do we get filled at? 26.13. We'll set the duration as good till canceled. Got filled at market. That's interesting. The bid ask is 21.26, or it was, and got filled at market. Interesting. All right. Limit debit 13, good till canceled. Double check the ticket. Buy 121 call to close and sell 123 call to close. $13. We'll send that out. Good till canceled, right? Yeah. Limit sent out. This will hang tight here with the rest of them. That's so weird. Got filled at 26, which is the ask. Fascinating. The bid ask is 21.26. We set it at the ask. Usually that's the market order. So it got filled at market. Great. Good for me. Next up, Clean Spark. Resistance at 20. There's resistance up and down here. Definitely was some resistance at 1650. It blew past. Next up will be 20. Call side. We'd have to sell the 26. 15-cent spread here. Pass. Vertiv on the 21st. PayPal. No. China. We'll skip China for now. No. Vodafone. Wow. It's an old one. Shopify. We took Shopify off the list. Moderna on the 22nd. XBI. Son of a gun. We'll mess with that one tomorrow. Boeing. Barrick Gold is still on the list. We'll wait for Newmont. ARC's at 71. We already checked out ALB. Enphase, Penn. We already looked at Penn. Wells Fargo. Nope. Taiwan Semi. They're coming up. Square on the 22nd. We're close. Applied Materials. Today after the close. Carvana the 22nd. No. Semiconductor ETFs still have high volatility. We need this thing to come down and cool off. JD. November, December, January, February. JD's earnings must be coming up soon. JD's on March 7th. We're too close. Michael Burry doubled down on Baba and JD. Should you? Let's take a look at Baba. It's just gone sideways for weeks. There's nothing to do here. CRISPR. JFrog. Couple more, then we'll call it for today. Devon on the 27th. Hut, Maple Bear. That's Instacart. Down 6. Let's take a look at Instacart. Oh, we looked at it yesterday, I think it was. I think it's to a liquid, right? Yeah, this thing's a nothing. Let's skip. Deer. Carnival Cruise Line. What do we got? Hitting the 200 day. That's interesting. Definitely has upward momentum. We'll definitely catch a bounce at 1150, 12. Earnings are the 27th. We got over a month till earnings. Yeah, there's some slight volatility in this one. On the put side, you'd have to sell the 13. This thing's perfectly priced. $13 on the chart. 13's right here. This is fairly priced. I don't. We got a bounce at 13, 12.50, 12. You can make this call. You could. Let's check out Royal Caribbean RCL. I've traded that one before. Look at this one. Royal Caribbean is on May 2nd. So our past earnings here. On the put side, you'd need to sell the 105. Okay liquidity. Not the best, but it's okay. I'd rather sell the put side on Royal Caribbean than the put side on Carnival. And it's slightly, I mean, it's average. Volatility's average across the curve. Next. Interesting. GameStop. No. CrowdStrike. No. JCI. Johnson Controlled. That's right. They have their Citi's 2024 Global Industrial Tech and Mobility Conference. CEO will participate. I don't know if it's going to move the market. Lilly. Too big. Cummins. Must have earnings. Goldman Sachs. I'm not so sure about that. Paramount. Paramount was in the news this morning, but it's too small of a stock. Trade Desk today after the close. We'll follow up tomorrow. Riley's down 10% today. Anything else? Newmont. Do we want to go in on Newmont before the quarter? 22nd. NEM. Up 3% today because of Barrick. Gonna have a lot of support at 31 from back here in 2019. Caught support from back here in 2019 and back here in 2018. Almost to the T. Next stop down, 31. Put side, pre-earnings, 30. It's fairly priced. You're getting paid $44 to sell the 30 pre-earnings. That seems fair. Interesting. How about this? Let's follow up with Newmont over the next couple of weeks. We may do a pre-earnings trade. We may do a pre-earnings trade like we did with JP Morgan, only this will be the reverse one. We sold the call side into JP Morgan's earnings, we may sell the put side and the opposite going down into Newmont's earnings. You know what I'm saying? So we had a big run up into on the call side on JP Morgan. We've got a big run down onto the put side into Newmont. And we got strong support at 31. And liquidity on this one's great. Look at this one. We got a 3-cent spread at the 30. Okie dokie. Anything else, or should we call it? Broadcom, Micron. We've already got semi exposure. I saw RXRX this morning. Toast today after the close. Starbucks. You'd have to sell the 85 and you get $17. Pass. I don't know. They're right. There's some spike here at the March, but you don't get paid for it. I think, you know what? Let's just call it for today. We got a lift short call spread filled. We're already up $2.50 on it. Trying to get to 13. We're already at bid of 20. We missed GDX yesterday. Congrats on everybody that got filled on that one. You may be already out of it, possibly. But a good show today. Got a lot done. We'll go over tomorrow's expiration. So the only thing we have for February is XBI. We'll go over how to handle that one in the morning. Okay? Everything else looks good. Got a lot of green on the board today. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in every morning, 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast and 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. We go live every morning trading options. Also tell your friends who are trading to tune in as well. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll all trade options together. Have a great Thursday, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.